Welcome to Module 6. It is the amazing module. It'll help you build your career pathway, understand are you heading towards the right career, and also I'll give you a glimpse of how the personal branding thing works. How can you become a personal brand of your choice? How can you become a brand ambassador of your company and yourself? It's not about changing jobs. It's not about becoming good at your job. It's about excelling at the career as a whole. When I look at professional career, professional development, I do not look at one job or two job or switching jobs. I look at holistically where Vajinder wants to grow, where you wants to grow and go and reach. Okay? And that's my intent. So today we will unfold the map of your professional journey. We'll talk about the road that leads to success and the end goal. Crafting a personal brand that is uniquely you. Right? Let's talk about career pathways. So career pathways, right? What are career pathways? See, look at this image. This image is a picture of crossroads, and I see every day people are thinking about themselves and beating themselves saying, मैं इस job में आया क्यों? Am I the right fit for this job? Right? Is this the right career for me? Right? Am I doing great with my job? What would have happened if I would have worked in some other company? And grass is always greener at the other end, guys. Make it a point. You need to ask a few questions to you. Right? And I'm sure I am not saying something new to you here. And if you are expecting some other answers, so I'm really sorry about that. Can you mention 2 to 3 pointers about what's good that you're doing in your job? Can you mention, so that's the first question. Second question is, are you doing something that you do not look at the watch doing? You need to ask yourself, can you do this task even if you're not paid for it? Right? So you're not doing for remuneration only. And the third question that you can ask yourself is this fulfilling enough? Will that help me grow personally and professionally? That's it. The game is over. If you have answer to all of these questions, then the pathway to success will be very clear. You will not be like this gentleman who's really confused about where to go, where not to go. Understood? Now, with that, let's see the next point. Next is setting professional goals. How can you set your professional goals? What is the best way? Once you decided on the path to choose, for example, if some of you decided to go on a journey to become a techie giant, to join a tech world, right? Tech world is all about development, all about creativity, all about coding and all. If you're that kind of person, if that excites you, jump on, move on, make a plan for it. How will you achieve it? And I'll tell you, I'll guide you step by step. How will you do that? Right? In fact, many of my team members in my level 1 course itself, they understand the concept of how to set the goal the right way, how to decide and achieve the goal. Okay? Let's say you want to become an entrepreneur tomorrow. You don't want to work here. You say, okay, I want to explore the new world's possibilities. I want to get into a startup, or I want to start a startup tomorrow. What all things are required for that? Are you excited to become an entrepreneur? Can you live without salary for at least a year or so? Can you have that? See, it's all about passion. It's all about what do you have in your head, in your mind. If your mind, so what they say, and this is what I've learned from one of my mentors. Okay, if your mind, your mouth, what you speak about, and your heart are in the same line. If what you think about, what you say, and what you feel are in one line, you will succeed no matter where you go. Okay, and how do you set the professional goals? You decide on the goal as I already mentioned. Right? What you aspire to do. Something if you can do for free is your professional goal. Period. When you answer the first question, you're anyways the best in class or you aspire to become the best in class in that area of your career. All that you need to do is, enhance the skills. After that, find out the right mentor who can take you along. There are blueprints for everything out there in the world, guys. There is someone or the other has done the task you've already done. And it's not about, copying someone's task. It's about, be shameless in copying. I'll put it that way. If you can paste it well. Copy, paste special values. That's the Excel formula. That's the Excel that people can use. Right? If I can resemble my mentors at least 10% of what they do, I am done. Okay? You just need to aspire to become someone and then follow along. Put the goals. There are enough and more data points are there in how to set the goals the right way or the wrong way. In fact, I've got a video in the YouTube as well. You can see that and follow that. If you follow my step-by-step approach, in my weekly calls, I talk about setting goals and all. And I can customize goals for anyone. That's what I do. Let's see what's the next point out there. Basics of personal branding. Oh, wow. Now, this is something that is highly underrated. Specifically, people who are employees. They feel like brand to bade logon ko hota hai. In fact, many of you would have heard become a personal brand. You are a brand ambassador of company X. When companies are promoting you as their brands because they know their value and your value, why can't you become your own personal brand? Is it that hard? Now I'll tell you an analogy, guys. And the analogy is, think of you as a book. Alright? And every part of your life is a chapter written in the book. How would you like people to read it? Would you like them to read it as the go-to book? Would you like them to read it as something that they can refer to and follow along? Or would you like to be seen as not to be seen again? People can put the books in the rack and then never read it. Would you like to do that? I explained brand building in enough or more detail because that's very important. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Is there any difference in the profile picture of your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn? If there are, then you haven't understood personal branding so far. What message you're trying to convey through your social media channels? What message your body language is conveying to the world? What are you trying to achieve? Go back and look at the links that I've shared with you of my social media channels. Do not consider me as the brand. I become the brand of my Fresh Leader today. Way before I became what I become today, I have learned that hard way. I paid lakhs and lakhs of rupees to understand this concept of branding because that will pay me off, I know, in future. And it's paying me off today. If you learn this one skill alone, guys, I'm telling you, you will be ahead of many other people. You will be ahead of at least 95% of the people working in the same domain, in the same area you're working in currently. And I welcome you all to the journey. As I said at the beginning, I'm not letting you, drop the bus here. I will take you along with me. That's my promise to you, if you wish to. Okay? In fact, one of the, let me just tell you something. I didn't want to share that. But there is a character redefining sheet that I give to individual team members. And by name, you understood that. It's character redefining. It's not just personality. It's not just person. It is entire character. Let me give you food for thought. One question only. That's it. And I'll not speak much about that later. Right? Otherwise, it will be injustice for my paid members. Just one question. How would you like yourself to be perceived when two people are talking in the coffee shop? दो लोग कॉफी शॉप में बात कर रहे हैं. आप क्या चाहते हैं कि लोग आपके बारे में कैसे बात करें? That is your future stop. Currently, same scenario, right? Let's say there are two team members of yours or two colleagues of yours talking about yourself in a coffee shop. Write down 10 things that you think honestly, guys, that you think they would be writing about you. Good or bad, do not deviate. Write down what is coming in your head right now. Okay, it'll be an eye opener. Just one question. 2 लोग 4 लोग आपके बारे में आपके पीठ पीछे क्या बात कर रहे हैं कॉफी शॉप में बैठे हुए, वो लिखिए. 10 पॉइंट लिखने हैं, 10 से कम नहीं लिखना. And then write down what you aspire to become. This is one of the 26 questions that I give in my paid community to my team members. Imagine the value that these guys got. Right? And as I said, I am not leaving you here. Right? So with that, let me conclude this particular video wherein we discuss about career pathways. We discuss about the dilemma and how to overcome from there. And we also talked about how to build a personal brand and why it is very, very important to build a personal brand in the corporate environment.